Alright, check. Yep. Hello. This thing working. This thing working in these crazy, incredible, and very strange times. I'd like to go ahead and welcome you all back to the Ronimo Streamisho. It is so good to be able to speak to you today, considering how yesterday I was muted. I was unable to make the stream happen, and today, instead, here I am. I'm actually able to speak to you, I'm able to talk with you, and this is a great day as a result. Hello everybody, and welcome. I'm really glad to see everybody here. If you can see in that corner there's that word called Rafflezite, but it's the Rafflezite! Well, we got that going on today, so for those of you that don't know, over the course of the Streamisho, we have a raffle that goes on called the Rafflezite. It lasts for about 15 minutes at a time, and we run it about 4 times every show. As soon as, the Rafflezite is called, we pick out a winner from a hat, and as a result, that person wins a Roboscoop. So, hey, go ahead and participate in the raffle if you want. Today, we got a pretty packed docket. We got some news today. The SPL concluded, and we also have a winner for the Awesomenauts Brawl Weekly. More about that later. We have Sonic Picnic on the line. We're going to be doing that the very first thing possible, and we're going to be talking to them about music, about all things that they've been working on for us in particular at Ronimo. But just talk about the music in Awesomenauts and a little bit about the music in Blightbound. So stay tuned for that. And then after that, hopefully, if all goes well, if I can wrangle together enough cats, we'll have some Blightbound gameplay as well for you folks to be able to watch and enjoy at least a couple of runs as we try to go NOTOROUS, notorious. But we'll have to see about that. For right now, I'm just very glad to be able to welcome in two folks. Well, as I join the call with the two folks I'm thinking about, we're going to go ahead and speak with a couple of people that I'm actually fanboying about a little bit. I really like these guys. We're going to go ahead and join the call with two of the folks from Sonic Picnic. We have access to Tur, and we have access to Yorick. We're going to be talking with both of them. Hello. Hello! Yes, they can hear you, they can see you. I'm going to get my face out of the way of both of you as I need to go ahead and make that happen. We've actually got everything working today. How's it going, folks?
It's going better than yesterday.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was just explaining to these guys how happy I am to actually have this show working today. So, why don't we go ahead and get things started for the people that don't know who you are and what you do. Either new viewers, people that haven't been here for as long as I have. Who are you? What do you do? And what is your relationship to Ronimo and to other game companies that you guys have worked for in the past?
I'm Yorick, and the other guy in the view is Stuur. And together with some other colleagues, we form Sonic Picnic, and we create music and sound for a lot of games. And also we did the music and sound design and voices for Awesomenauts and the new upcoming game for Ronimo. We've composed all the music and sang all the songs and
wait,
all the
not all of them, but
I was gonna say just the two of you alone sang all the songs. So I was gonna say
the badly sung songs we did ourselves.
Okay, now that's just being humble, but at the same time makes sense. And you guys composed and did all the music for Blightbound and for Swords and Soldiers 2. I know that you guys have done other large titles as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. You did some work for Horizon Zero Dawn, if I remember correctly, and stuff like that too. Yeah. That's
music work though. We were part of the sound design. Of some colleagues of us were part of the sound design team there.
Okay.
During a certain period in the development of Horizon. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have some pretty serious chops to say the least, which is impressive as all get out to me. Again, nerding out a little bit. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and focus though. Let's talk about Awesomenauts. Yeah. So Awesomenauts has a huge variety of music, as we can see on the double LP project that you guys have kind of started to really create and stuff in conjunction with Ronimo. But really, it was your initiative in a big way to try to get this double LP up and running, as far as I understand. There's a huge variety of music, everything from what sounds like Mongolian throat singing to a newscast. What would you say were the biggest musical influences on the game in the beginning? So with the original 6 or 8 or so knots, what would you say were the biggest influences back then?
Well, we started out with the 80s 90s Saturday morning cartoon theme, which is also close to the style of the game itself, of course.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see already in the intro of the game.
Yeah.
And
that is such a cool theme, by the way.
I think that was the initial. I think maybe, yeah. I think the title music was also one of the first things we wrote for the game as such. So yeah.
We did some music before. I tried to
did
some
we?
Tracks, and I started off. I think if I remember correctly, I started off a little bit too serious, too dark. In the beginning, that was before the theme music was there. So in the beginning, it was the first try was less colorful and wacky and over the top, but very soon it was clear that we needed to go in that direction. And I think it's still the biggest, it's the main characteristic of the music, and it's in all character teams are completely different, of course, because they have different musical genres and references.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still always sort of a touch of this wackiness overall in the whole soundtrack.
Yeah.
There's more than 100 tracks, I think, now that we've made.
Way over.
Yeah.
I've had to download multiple copies of the game so many times at this point. I'm like, oh man, I just look at the file, scroll by, and I'm like, oh, that's all music. Oh, that's all music. But yeah, so what's changed the most since then, though, in terms of like the themes? You guys did mention that you start off with 80s and 90s, but as we get into the later ones, like Kitara's theme, which we heard a little bit actually the intro of the show, or Dizzy's theme in particular. Again, I'm a big fan of that one. Or even like the swampy kind of funk that Smiles has got going on. What would you say were the most interesting kind of changes and big changes that happened there? Like big two, if you guys could think of those.
I think we already started with these 6 characters that needed to be very different.
Yeah.
But it really became actual complete songs later on in the game. So each character just got his own complete song. And also, for many of the characters, we wrote lyrics, so we gave them a sort of an extra layer in their backstory. And that's something that's there's been sort of a growing emphasis on these characters and their own quirkiness, I think. And in the beginning, it was maybe a little bit less on the foreground.
Yeah.
And I think also that the music has become a more, even more. Pumped up and wackier, I think, in the later tracks.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Here, let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this album for a second. As an example of some of these differences in themes, we've got Froggy G, who, I mean, I'm always gonna be sad his theme's only 10 seconds long. Rip.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is absolutely 21 seconds long. I'm gonna go ahead and just play that quickly for everybody in the audience. So, Froggy G's theme is very heavily based, obviously, on, like, earlier 80s, 90s rap, right? Or, like...
Yeah. No, it's just completely our original genre. It didn't exist before.
I think it was a little bit based on one of those first Dr. Dre albums.
Yeah.
Like The Chronic, and with these high-pitched little melody sounds and stuff like that. We just for every style we take out like we search for the very cliches and then use them to do something really wacky with it. So I think that's what we did with Froggy G also. Yeah.
And on a personal question, how'd you guys get the idea to do the Scourge Captain McPain song? Because that one is super cool and is also like a full 2-minute long thing. I mean, it's very heavily based off of the same themes from the first Ted McPain theme, which is very obvious reference to like Danger Zone and those kinds of forms of rock and everything. But then Scourge Captain McPain, although it's got a very similar but tilty rhythm instead, it's got a full minute of lyrics to go along with it, and is a completely different feel from everything else.
Scourge Captain McPain is the pirate song, right?
Yeah.
We don't even remember it all.
It's so good though. Like there's so many different pirates in Awesomenauts and pirate skins and stuff that the fact that it took this long for one of them to get its own like pirate jig. Oh god. And there's all the background voices and everything. There's a karaoke version. Like it's so good.
About maybe that not everyone knows about, but as we already told, some songs we sung ourselves with our limited singing capabilities. But later on, we had the possibility also to work together with like really professional singers and sometimes also other musicians as well, especially for like brass instruments and things that we didn't play ourselves.
Yeah. Chucho and Lone Star's theme pop up into mind for that.
If I'm correct, the singer in Scorched with Pain is actually the same singer as Penny Fox, if I'm right.
Oh really? Was that the same?
Oh yeah! Oh, that's awesome.
Guy. So that was very cool. So we worked with him the first time on Penny Fox, and he is really like a really soulful guy. But then later on, we asked him to do the pirate theme also. So that's maybe a cool thing to know. And I mean, it's so cool that if you work with professionals, like professional musicians or other professional musicians, that they are sometimes they can be that it's so fun to work with them because they are so good, and you can say, well, we're going to try this. Let's see if we can. If you can do that, and then they always surprise us with something that's way better than we had ever imagined. So
they add a lot to the music. It's also with a mariachi team of Gnar.
Yeah, Mariachi has the cool bit for people that don't know that if you have the skin, the Weedlings, right? They each have a different instrument, which is a different line in his theme, I think, right?
Yeah, and I just, I knew a friend of mine plays the trumpet, and he said, "Oh, I know a violinist, and I also know a guitarist, and we also, we play these weird things together." So I just gave them the original Gnar theme and separate files and stuff, and I said a little bit of what I was looking for, and they just delivered a sort of a 10-minute improvisation on the whole theme.
That is so good.
You couldn't make it yourself if you don't play the instruments or if you're not familiar like them with this genre. So that really adds a lot of value, of course, and a lot of personality to all these different teams.
Yeah, and then that is one of the cooler things too. Is just having the aspects of that pop up in the game that make it as varied as it is.
Yeah.
Not to mention just like basic level themes are like kick a lot of butt, and then. Yeah, no, like the music in Awesomenauts is fantastic. Awesome. We'll talk more about the double LP where you have a lot of this Awesomenauts music on there in a minute. But I want to go ahead and move this on a little bit to Blightbound, because that is Ronimo's big new project coming out. A lot of people in like the community around Awesomenauts and stuff knows Sonic Picnic for Awesomenauts, and for Swords and Soldiers as well, if I'm not entirely incorrect. Blightbound, however, is so different from those two. Like, those two had a big upbeat kind of like theme music and everything like that. They were very vibrant, they were cartoony and everything. And not that Blightbound isn't, it's not like it doesn't have cartoony aspects, but it is super different. So what were the musical ideas?
More different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, what were some of the bigger differences you guys like? What did you notice on your end?
It's just complete. It started off even a little bit less dark than now. I think they've changed a little bit of the art direction into a more even darker atmosphere. So what you're seeing now is a little bit different. In the beginning, had a little bit more of these vibrant colors, but it was also from the get-go. It was clear that this was sort of a very dark atmospheric game. So it needed a completely different approach to music and sound design, but to us it was actually in a sort of an area that was very comfortable for us, because we like to create these kinds of tracks. It's a little bit more of what do you say, an autonomous kind of track. So it's a sort of experimental soundscapey kind of approach.
It's meant to create an ambience and a mood, set a scene, rather than be the focal aspect of the medium that you're working with.
Yeah.
Also are really songs with some kind of beginning and an ending, and the way we are working now for Blightbound is more like an atmospheric, layered way of working, which actually music changes while you play. So we made different layers that get faded in and faded out as you play, and that just makes for a completely different type of composing and producing music. So that's it. It couldn't be more different compared to Awesomenauts, but it's just as cool to work on, actually.
Yeah. Especially with the layering bit. Just from tinkering around in the files a little bit, I found the sound files, and I decided, okay, I want to listen to this. And I explained this to you guys yesterday a little bit, but okay, it's raffle site. I'll have to deal with that in a minute because I'm in the middle of an interview. I promise. I'm going to go ahead and run the timer again. So we'll pull 2 winners the next time it pulls a raffle site. Yikes! If you wanted to hear some awful singing, oh boy, I bring the cake. But at this point, back to what we were talking about. So yeah, I was tinkering around with the sound files and everything, and the layering was very interesting, in that you had like the individual chunks of sound file. So I ended up putting that in Audacity just to hear how it would sound like together, or mute certain aspects and balance the levels and stuff. It is really cool to hear how some of those themes and everything stack up on top of each other. And I think that there was another game that did something similar, where they stacked it and had, I mean, maybe it's not exactly the same as in Awesomenauts, but I know that they had all of the music playing at the same time, but effectively muted chunks of it and then brought them out to the fore as circumstances changed. I think that one was, I think it was Transistor at the time that I was listening to, or one of those, or yeah, I think it was Transistor where they did that the first time, because this is the main theme, and then there's the other themes that go on to it. So yeah, the fact that this is kind of working the same way to set that kind of same mood is a really good, strong technique, I think, and it'll be really cool to hear. I know that you guys said that you were comfortable with this, and that this was a form of music that you guys are used to working with. Was there a part of it that was challenging, specifically in terms of Blightbound as a project, or was it mostly kind of like singing into a nice bed and being like, this is home?
We did have a lot of, because we create, aside from doing something for our job, we also create music for fun. And most of the time when we do that, a lot of these atmospheric things just pop up on our recorders. So in that sense, we had a lot of material we could work with already. But I think the challenging part for me was exactly this layering part, where we had to make sure that each of these possibilities could last for minutes and still be interesting and be cool and be recognizable. But it should also be able to, you should be able to split it up in smaller parts whenever needed, and it still had to be sort of full enough or lively enough to get the atmosphere going.
Normally you can do that if you write a song from A to Z, then you can make write an intro with a build up to a climax and then build it off again. But in this case we had to make music that could be switched on or off, or in this sense layered at any moment. So we don't, as composers, don't decide when the music is going to be big and when it's going to be small. Actually the player, or the players in this case, decide. But we have to make sure that when it happens, it sounds natural or logical. When there comes a passage where the music gets really loud or really intense.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean?
That's.
You want to make your sort of arcs, build-ups and stuff like that, and that's exactly what we weren't able to do now. It needed to be in a sort of a constant flow of action, since when there would be a build up or build sort of a tone down of the music, it should be noticeable. So there should be sort of a constant vibe going on instead of that you're allowed to make build ups and breaks and stuff like that. So it's really a very static kind of in dynamics, a static kind of track that you need to make, but it needs to be interesting though. Still, for like I guess six
That,
minutes or something that these loops were lasting.
Yeah, like
actually, a bit of the composing for us took place while playing the game. So
Oh
we
yeah?
made these layers and we implemented them in the game, and we started playing to see how it worked, if it worked, and if it didn't, what we had to change. So actually, you can say that we were like composing while playing Blightbound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some crazy reason, that reminds me a lot of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Apparently, they played the sound, like Ennio Morricone's soundtrack, whilst they were doing some scenes in order to kind of like convey the mood properly. I think that the example they used was in the ending scene. They played Il Triello, and during Tuco's run around the cemetery near the end, they also played Ecstasy of Gold to like kind of impart that. That feels similar, but a little bit flipped. Compared to the experience you guys are telling me. And then to talk about like the idea of trying to keep music and like interesting during a game and having it be player directed rather than composer directed necessarily is something that's been fascinating me. It's one of the few ideas I'm like I'd like to do a master's on that. Like that sounds awesome.
It's a very complicated thing, yeah, because it's something that's both of these aspects are not really helping each other. You want to be free if you're making music to direct the piece in whatever direction you want it to go as a composer, and on the other hand, you have this adaptive system in which you let go of all this direction and don't let the music become the music it should be on a musical base, but only because of whatever a player is deciding to do. So it's something that's really difficult, I guess, for it to still be music, but also to let go of a lot of these musically important aspects of the music. If
Yeah.
if I'm talking something
No, that makes sense.
sounds like making
So
sense.
yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. At least like if you don't have a basic knowledge of like music or anything, folks, the main idea is that when you're writing music, it's a lot like writing a book. You learn this in a lot of classes where it's like there's an intro and then there's this build up and then there's a climax and there's a finish, and there's a lot of that when it comes to composing a variety of different styles of music. Where the climaxes happen and everything might depend on genre, but usually the composers can choose when and where and all that stuff happens. It's why composers get a lot of clout for writing the music that they write, at least with Western music. With video games, it's, what's interesting here that we're talking about is the idea that when you're playing, the music will change to reflect what you're doing, and not the other way around, where their music, is imparted on you. We actually, in a way, we kind of saw that with Awesomenauts, where if you got a killing spree, there's the killing spree theme that kicked in, but that is a far more defined line. Like that is a very defined moment. And that is a very easy to, like, you just need it to be active, you need to be upbeat, and you need to be reflective of the character, which there's character themes, so that makes things easy. But in Blightbound, you could be fighting 1 minute, instantly wipe all the wretches in an area, and then it goes back to calm. How do you get that to fit in? Because not every player is going to play that fast, not everybody's going to get into that encounter at the same time, not everybody's going to get out of the encounter at the same time, which is why composing for it is difficult. At least that's what we're trying to talk about. That's what we're talking about right now. And I think that everybody who's in chat has played a game where that's happened and can probably understand that. So right now, as it stands, like you said, it's a bit of more of an ambient kind of genre. It's the kind of music where I had a colleague of mine describe it, where if it's doing its job, you're not going to really notice it. It's not going to be to the forefront. People aren't going to be thinking about it. But like that's a sign of a good job. But do you think that there will be more genres kind of input? Because as it stands right now, I know that there's different feels behind the different areas. So if you're in the Bloodstained Ridge, it's a different feel to the Gravemark, which is creepier, to the Descent, which is a little bit more, if I remember correctly, it's got more industrial, kind of like heavier sounds to it to deal with like the chains and the bars and all that stuff because it's a prison. Do you think that there are going to be, like, are there other genres and stuff that you guys are thinking that could fit, or like other kind of soundscapes that could fit within Blightbound?
I mean, for later levels or worlds to be added.
Yeah, like if there are other levels added, are there other ideas that like could pop up, or do you think that we're going to stick with the same kind of soundscape? Are there ever going to be heroic moments in Blightbound, or is it going to stay in this kind of, to quote GW here for a second, grim dark kind of feel?
I think there will always be some kind of darkness about it, but well, it also depends on, of course, on the plans that Ronimo has with the other levels to be added. But maybe it's interesting to tell if like new stuff comes up. We also, I mean, also the people at Ronimo, of course, have a say in what kind of music is going to be where, and we really love that. Usually when also with new characters and Awesomenauts, and now with Blightbound, when something new comes up, what we often do is like look for existing music and play it to each other. So we just arrange like a meeting, and everyone looks into his or her Spotify lists, or goes on a tour to find new music, and then we play it to each other, and then we talk about it, and then something comes out of that. So, and then something is like, oh yeah, well, I have heard this element in this specific industrial track which is cool, but also I have this maybe classical track, some motive or some sound which is cool, and then we take it all we take it all in, and then try to make something.
It also happens that a very surprising match, because we always played a sort of footage of the video game then, and see how it fits, and sometimes something very surprising has a very good vibe going on that works really well with the game. So it's always cool to try out these maybe unexpected things. Yeah.
Nations. Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe that's also something. I mean, although these styles, Awesomenauts and Blight, are completely different, maybe there's also some similarity in the way we work now and how we work then. There was also in Awesomenauts, it was also like, oh, maybe we can combine like 20s jazz with electro or something like that.
Yeah.
Name it.
But I think the art direction in Blightbound is a much more sort of aligned, a tighter vision. I don't think it will, become lighthearted or very heroic, or I think the overall atmosphere is so strong in the game, and also it depends, of course, on whether there will be different storylines, perhaps something like that, which could, open up a part of the world where things are lighter or something like that, but we don't really have any idea of it yet. But that could, if some things like that would happen, then of course the music would change with it. But as far as I know now, it's really just misery and a grim darkness.
Well, as far as misery sounds, it does sound pretty cool, from what I've heard. So that's good at least. Okay. So let's leave Blightbound in the corner for a sec, as that's an ongoing project, and it's hard to talk more about it without having access to the actual soundtrack. Which, by the way, is there going to be a soundtrack sold for it at some point? Please say yes.
I think
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that will have to happen.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing that on Bandcamp. Speaking of which, these gents have a Bandcamp. Go check it out. Bandcamp.com/sonicpicnic, I think, brings you to the.
Yeah, sonicpicnic.bandcamp.com, if I'm right. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, cool. So go ahead and check it out at sonicpicnic.bandcamp.com. We'll bring you to their page where they've got all their music sold in albums, including the Awesomenauts one. However, if you're a bit more of a collector, Sonic Picnic, as you might have been informed because of all the tweets I've been making and everything, they have a double LP project that is being kickstarted on a website called Crates with a Q. I'm going to go ahead and just put that in Well, I'm not going to be able to actually put that in the chat right now, just because if I do, then everyone's going to see me bouncing around my internet. But at crates.com, there, if you put it in Awesomenauts or Sonic Picnic, you'll see this pop up, and it's a double vinyl LP. It is absolutely gorgeous looking. What gave you guys the idea to go ahead and put together that project? Like, why did you want to put together a double vinyl record for Awesomenauts?
We would have liked
just
to-
because it's cool, of course.
Yeah.
Well, as you maybe still remember that we also started out when Awesomenauts got released back in, well, what was
2012?
12 already, yeah. We made like a 12-inch record with the songs that we had at that moment, which were, as you know,
the original
of course, the type of
6.
music, and we did,
Yeah.
I think we did some sort of remix thing of all of the character tunes. We had available at that moment. So that was very cool. We used it like a promotional thing, and people were. I think it was given away for some later on in the Overdrive. No,
They're worth a lot of money now.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Well,
I've
like
still
because
got
people like-
mine.
it's just like a cool thing to have. I mean,
Mhm.
it's cool if you listen to the music on Spotify but a lot of people want to have like a physical thing as a remembrance of the game. And well, it's still running, but it's we are on this new project now with Ronimo. So maybe as some sort of closing thing. So do once again one special tribute to the game actually, and have these tune pressed on vinyl for the people who like to have something which they can hold in their hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it is chock full. If I recall correctly, the
Yeah, we
first
had to
album
choose,
had
yeah.
6 original themes, plus a few level themes, and then the title theme and one other, like the remix that you guys talked about. This one has 2 sides to 2 different 12-inch discs, so that's 4 sides total, and it is full of every single character theme, plus a couple of extras.
that's right.
Yeah, we had to choose. I mean, we did the math, and if we wanted to print everything on vinyl, we had to use like 7. It would be a 7-disc box that probably nobody would want to buy because it would be way too expensive. So we had like to choose the type of tunes that would be most
Characteristic?
characteristic
Yes.
Got
for
there.
the whole game. So then we ended up with choosing the character tunes.
Yes.
Also, most of them are relatively short, so we can put a lot of them on those 4 sides. We can fill with music. So that's why we chose for the character tunes. Yeah.
And the character tunes,
And
like,
some extras as well. Of course.
yeah, and like you said, the characteristic of the game as a whole. If anything, those character themes are kind of the heart and soul of Awesomenauts in a big way. So what exactly is the price point to backing this thing? If somebody wanted to come in and say, you know what, I just want to get this. I've got enough money. I can make this work. How much? How much does it cost?
You can back it for 30 euros.
Okay.
And then that gets dependent on where you live. You pay some for the postage. But that's it. It's for us. It's not like a commercial thing. We don't have to make money on it. But also we made this plan that if we need this. We need 100 pieces to be sold. Otherwise, it won't be like.
Well, it can't. It's not really doable at that point because you can only pay out of pocket so much. So
100 to start the process is already like costs a lot of money. But in this case, if we can reach more backers and we get from I think 200. If we get 200 backers, we use like the extra money we get to do something extra to the album to make it even more nicer.
Right.
So we decided to make it, if we get 200 backers, to make it like a gate vault. So you have like an inside in the records where you have like a big space to do some more artwork, and Ronimo has already said that they are going to do then in that case do like a full color inside design,
which is going to be cool. If there's one thing that Ronimo's really good at, it's doing their arts. So like if anybody got the art book back, like the Starstorm backer like prize effectively for backing the Starstorm Kickstarter back in the day, it is chock full of really cool stuff. So I imagine this is going to be very similar to that.
So I think that everybody should just back for two copies, and then sooner, and they'll be happy with a even cooler. LP. Yeah.
So there's to be fair, this is definitely a collector's item. Like it's we're not gonna go ahead and sweeten say that it isn't exactly the easy. It is going to be it is a bit of money. It's a record. It's a collector's item for sure, but. It is a very unique collector's item, and for a game that's kind of been a huge part of my life, at least, I was very happy to back it, like, the day that you guys let me know that it existed, and the day that it was live. So if you folks are interested at all in owning this little piece of little piece of history, really, in the way that it's like, hey, Awesomenauts was, like, a part of my life for 8 years, then, like, hey, this is a great way to do it. Even if you never easily get the chance to play it, you can find record players for fairly cheap online. There are like individual record players that are pretty easy to find, but it also just looks awesome. Go ahead and check out the campaign page for yourselves. Again, it's a really cool idea. It's a lovely project, and I believe that there's a little over a month left to back it for right now. Yes. But we're already almost halfway there. Like we're already like we're almost at 40 people out of the 100 that we need in order to make it work. So like it's coming along. It's doing well for itself. And yeah, like it's worth it. The music is extremely high quality, and yeah, it's awesome. Also, there's a bonus to sweeten the deal, isn't there? If I remember correctly, if you do back this, you actually do get the full digital album as well, in like all of its formats, the MP4s, FLCs, like the whole kit and caboodle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All there. Yeah.
So yeah, effectively, you still get to listen to it in high definition digital, but if you want to hear that crisp record, this is the chance to go ahead and get that all done, because this is it is really cool. Now, before we get moving on too far, I'm gonna go ahead and use my phone because my other computer is borked. I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly check chat and try to keep up and see if we can ask like, at least 3 or so questions and see what people are saying right now. So let's see. Does anybody have any questions for Sonic Picnic? In the meantime, Tur, Yorick, thank you both so much for hopping on and discussing this with me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And if we... You know what? It does not seem as if chat is moving particularly fast at the moment. That is okay. If that's the case, then I think that I can let you guys go. I don't have to hold you prisoner anymore inside the Skype call any longer.
Let us go. Yeah.
So, excellent. Well, thank you two very much for hopping online and speaking to me about music. It's been a little while since I've been able to geek out this hard, but this is awesome. I'm really looking forward to listening to all the stuff in Blightbound and really dissecting it and looking into it and stuff. And I really can't wait for everybody else to hear the soundtrack and all the sounds and all that stuff and all of their glorious, grim, and yet incredibly cool, fullness. It'll be really, really neat.
It will be cool. It will be a really cool game, and I'm sure everybody would like it.
Yeah, I'm also very, very sure. So thank you again so much. And at this point then, I'm going to just triple check chat, just make sure that everybody's okay and that nobody has any questions. Yeah, seems like everybody's okay. Cool. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and change things. What happened to the questions? There we go. So now everybody's seeing like triple and double and stuff. Hi, welcome to my stream manager. What's your favorite... Okay, here we go. Got it. What's your favorite character theme song from Awesomenauts?
There are several, I think, but I like Dizzy because of her lyrics. which we wrote ourselves, which was really cool because the rapper was really cool. She made something great out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Swiggins, I think, because of the. I was actually a bit impressed by my own the choir that sings his song is my own voice, and it turned out like something that I was impressed with myself. So I like
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, no, that one's a really, really good one. I like that one too.
Yeah.
I really like the Ted McPain song because I've been some bit of an 80s guy, so
Yeah.
that was very fun to do. And I think the Penny Fox tune as well,
Oh yeah.
because it was so great to work with the guy who sung the lyrics, which was really like just lifted it up to a level that we never expected it to be. So that was also very cool.
Yeah. No, as you guys said earlier, he's got like a really soulful kind of dude. So does Sonic Picnic play the nose flute? No Abe asks.
We can try, but
What would you like us to do with it?
What does a nose flute sound like? Is it just a flute you stuff up your nose, or am I missing
it's,
something?
it's a sort of a weird clownish sound, I think, right? It's kind of sound.
Outstanding. I never
Yeah.
want to hear it.
it's perfectly with a kazoo, I think.
Oh my gosh. Okay, is Dizzy's theme song based off of "Break My Heart" by Dua Lipa?
Not that I know of. No, it was sort of the whole inspiration was kind of a TLC thing, which is I think pretty obvious as well. But the song, no, I don't know.
Okay.
No, no.
No. All right. Okay, and it seems as if everybody's kind of waiting for exclamation mark raffle. So yeah, I owe you guys 2 raffle sites. Sonic Picnic, thank you for hopping on. I'm sure that we'll see you guys again sometime after Blightbound has come out, and we can really like dig into the music a little bit. At the very least, I'd like to go ahead and make that an episode of the Blightcast at some point, which will be which is our Blightbound podcast, because that will be a really cool episode, I think. But for right now, thanks guys. You have a good evening. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with me. And I hope to speak to you guys again soon. This has been a very enjoyable interview for at least for me, and I hope that it was for you as well.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cheers for now, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that. That was Sonic Picnic, straight from the Netherlands. Go figure. Yeah, they had a lot. I thought it was a very cool interview, and it was definitely up my alley. Let's move on. So, again, if you haven't checked out their crates campaign, we've got... Here it is. Found the link. I need to get 2 monitors so badly. Here we go. Professional transition. Yeah, man. I mean, only the best here when you only have 1 monitor. One of these days. So, with that said, let's move back on to Awesomenauts news. Please, before we do that, though, check out the Crates campaign. Just take a look at it. You can play some of the music on there. Actually, you can play all of the music on there and see which tracks are on there from that campaign area. Like I said before, we've got about 38 people currently backing it. So give it a look. Sonic Picnic just put together for fun, really, and it'd be cool to kind of see that come to light and really kick it together. So, let's move on. We've got some announcements. First announcement. We have the SPL, and it is finally finished and done. At least for the first session. And it worked out pretty well. All things considered, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me go ahead and actually boot up the results. So, what was the SPL? The Slow of Pod League had been running for the last 3 weeks, for those of you that didn't know, and it was a semi-competitive, but mostly casual, fun way for people to get in and play some games of Awesomenauts. By the end of it, we had played almost all the games, which was exciting to say the least, and we have the following standings for you. So, in these groups and everything, you see all the different pods. Now, these different pods were meant to show off, like, who was in, like, you know, who was where and all that stuff, and are generally brought together via skill level, or whether or not they decide to just take a ticket to the upper pods. And as time goes on, these pod rankings will change. You went up or down. And I'd like to go ahead and congratulate the people that made it to the top of their pods, playing all their games and finishing with maximum points. So Team Disqualified did really, really well. They took the ticket to the first pod and played it really well. They won every single one of their games and ended the pod with 12 points. That one team in Group 2 did exactly the same. Group 3, same deal. Disciples of Based God ended up taking the title there. In Group 4, FU Sentry. Also, honorable mention, the first team to actually finish all their games and win all their games. So congratulations to them. Group 5, Full House Discussers. I'm assuming is how they want their name pronounced. Ended up taking the prize there. And Group 6, Team D, with a surprise Ronimo team coming in second place there. So congratulations to all the teams. Now, if you were at the top of those brackets, what's going to happen is they're going to move up. So that one team is actually going to move up into Group 1 if they decide to play in the next session. Fudge and his intelligent team will drop down to Group 2. So if you're at the bottom of the pod, you move down a bracket. And over time, what I'm hoping it will happen is that all the pods will kind of settle. And it'll be a different leaderboard, really, at that point, where people will play different teams. Now, if teams disband and change and all that stuff, fair. We'll deal with that as time comes. But after the first session, this is what's happened. And so the following teams will be moved, like those teams that I just mentioned, that one team, Disciples of Base God, FU Sentry, Full House Discussers, and Team D will all be moving up. Congratulations to all of you. For right now, there's going to be another week. But while I collect all the data from this, I'm going to check out to see what kind of knots were super potent, which ones were really way too good, which ones weren't used enough. And then we're going to have a brand new session starting in about 2 weeks. So after 1 week, I'll be doing all that stuff. In another week, there'll be another registration period. People will be able to write up the roster lists. And then there'll be session 2 starting again. Let's take a look at the calendar. Week 1, week 2. We'll be starting another session July 15th. That's not even that far from now. Heck, I'll have big news between now and then. Raffle sites! Including the 3 winners for raffle sites. Let's go! First winner is Black Tarzan. Second winner is LeuclamDoc. And the third winner is Hollow 6, 7, 5. Congratulations, you 3. Let's go ahead and do another one. I'm in a good mood today. This is excellent. So, another raffle site happening. We got all 3 of them in there. Rigged times 3. You know what, Steve? I don't need this in my life right now. Rigged? No way. Every time you're on me about this, and I'm upset about that. You're always saying it's rigged. And you know what? It's probably fine. You didn't pay me enough to say otherwise. So, now, with that said, we also have some news about the Awesomenauts Brawl Weekly. So the Awesomenauts Brawl Weekly also has a finishing, had its finish, I believe, last weekend. And we do have winners. The Disciples of Funk came out on top of the Awesomenauts Brawl Weekly, coming out with the lion's share of a €165 prize pool. Hey, not bad, my dudes. Keep it up. Good luck, and hopefully Tempest puts up another tournament for the Awesomenauts Brawl Weekly sometime soon, so that we can go ahead and keep talking about them, and I can actually use my new carousel powers to put it up in the Awesomenauts carousel. Then, I also wanted to talk about the top 100. Well, I mean, you know, I feel like I'm being forced. You know what's the easy thing about this? Usually you can Google it pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I did not Google it very quickly. And you know what? It's going to take too much time. We're already low on time. We need to get to playing some other stuff. So, as a result, we're going to go ahead and get to playing some other stuff right now. The top 100, though, I can tell you that as far as the Skoldir Froggy G race for the top is going, they swapped spots. Froggy G is now second place, and Skoldir is the single most used knot in the top 100. Weird. Now, there's still no X's there. My journey to League 1 is a slow and arduous one, but I'm getting there. I'm League 4, near League 3. I'll be a League 1 X in the top 100 in no time flat. Just you wait. It's going to happen. I'm going to be the first one. So help me. I'm the 8th best X on the leaderboards. Let's go! Okay. That should do it for Awesomenauts news. For Blightbound news, Blightcast Episode 1 is now on Spotify and on Apple, so we're now on those services. If you want to go ahead and check out where the Blightcast is, check all the different directories that you use. Hopefully we'll be there. If you're not, send me a message, philip@ronimo-games.com, about which directories you want the Blightcast on, and we'll go ahead and make sure to post it on there as soon as we possibly can. We now have that power! It's really, really good. Our first episode was with Heis Airmans, and we're going to have episode 2 with Lawrence popping up soon. It's going to seem pretty tame now, considering how much gameplay we've seen since then. But if you want a little bit more of an inside look as to all that kind of gameplay in a time when NDAs were still very much more like restrictive at the time, hey, Lawrence and I have a good conversation, and that'll be popping up this Saturday. Boom! On all of those different places, so make sure to check that out. And finally, I wanted to also announce that closed betas are underway for Blightbound at the moment. Devolver has been helping out by getting their beta squadron to kind of jump in and play games, and it's been happening every weekend with feedback and everything. We're already learning a lot about the game. We're learning a lot about a whole bunch of different nuances in it and what people think. It's worth mentioning that so far everybody seems to like playing everybody a little bit, although mages seem to be preferred. Interesting. And that there are a couple of other interesting stats. I'd like to go ahead and talk about those if I can. So I'll be sure to talk about those in more detail after I get the okay from my superiors. But hey, Blightbound's coming along nicely. We are in open beta season, which means that, well, not open beta season, sorry. We're still in closed beta season. We're in closed beta season, but we are coming up to a point now where, like, the game is stable, and it's starting to look pretty solid. So, my midsummer prediction for early access release seems to be on point. So keep that in mind. Now, with that said, I'm going to hop in the Discord. I have kept my friends waiting for 20-something odd minutes. They might not be here anymore. They are no longer here anymore. Let me check. Yeah. Well, it looks like we're not getting any Blightbound in today. That's okay. All my friends are gone. Oh, wait, no, they're here. Hello, Jasper. Oh, wait, no, they're here. Hello, Jasper.
Sorry, I was listening in on your chat on the Ronimo channel, obviously.
Oh, you guys saving me right now. This has been a crazy stream. Everything's gone a little bit wonky right now, but I'm really pleased to hear your voices right now. We're gonna be playing some Blightbound, folks, and it's gonna be for you guys.
Yes.
We got Jasper.
Hello.
And we've got Thomas B.
Hello, I'm here.
For those of you that have not met Thomas or heard of Thomas, he's currently he's working as an intern for Ronimo at the moment. And Thomas, I'm not sure if you actually explained what you did in the last stream or not, but could you just go ahead and refresh people what you do?
I don't know if I can do that due to NDAs, but
well, I can tell you what you do.
I've made a lot of stuff that's going to be coming later.
I see. Well, I'm here to tell everybody that I can already tell you what he does. He is a humble potato farmer.
Oh, that too, yes.
Yes, this is important to know. And Jasper, as always, you are the lead designer. What does that mean again?
Well, together with Fabian, we lead the game design on Blightbound, and my main responsibility is all the systems that take place, like outside of the core gameplay, so the progression systems and stuff. I mean, you'll be seeing the refuge soon, I'm assuming.
Yes. In fact, we're going to start seeing the refuge about now. Yeah, so we're going to have the refuge coming up immediately. But yeah, this is definitely something that I know you've been working on for some time. It took us a little while to get here, but I'm hoping to get in at least a couple of runs.
Couple of runs? Yes, please.
Yes, that would be ideal. I've now changed the audio settings so that way there's actual music and stuff going on. Now, since last time, folks, I've played a little bit more. By a little bit more, I mean, holy cow, I played a lot. To the point where my butt hurt, my eyeballs bleed, and everything's the worst. But, hey, it fits the theme. So at this point, the game itself, I've gotten all the initial people that will be available in early access, and I've gotten some pretty sweet gear on them. Let's go ahead and queue up in the Amsterdam section and see if we can't bump into Thomas and Jasper.
QQQ.
QQ! Everybody's running around and stuff.
Well, I mean, since we're the only ones queuing, we should end up together, right?
I mean, you'd think so, but then, you know, there might be those crazy people who are queuing for no good reason at all. So some of the new characters and the characters that I'm playing as that are Blightbound at the moment. I found Crom. Crom is the Conan the Barbarian character that Heist spoke about in the first episode of the Blight cast. Yeah.
Wait, let's confirm the build. I think I'm in the newest branch, but...
Oh, are
626?
you? Shouldn't I be?
I thought we were going into stable.
Okay. You got it. Switching shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, just because, I mean, it's the stable one.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
still has new stuff compared to last time. I'm not sure if last time we played we had this big, expansive... No, we definitely did have this big menu. But I didn't have this much gear, or these many purples. And I also didn't know how to navigate around it quite as quickly. Is there anything here that I need to buy? You know what? Screw it. Grab me a sun circlet just so we can refresh some goods. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and queue up, and then as soon as you guys get in here, sweet Jeebus. Now, in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to chat, because I can. I lose. Hypers, Matthewcheeses. I mean, that's okay. That's what the raffle site is for. Slow Wolf's a lagger? What? No, I'm not. That's rude. I mean, they don't call me slow for nothing, but I feel this is rude. Wait till my mom hears about me not winning the raffle. Why does that sound super familiar to, like, another piece of media that I know? Wait till my father hears about... It's Harry Potter. That's what it is. It's Draco Malfoy.
Hey, Philip.
Turns
Philip,
out Draco Malfoy was a...
Sorry to interrupt, but...
Yes.
Thomas and I don't have that option.
Yeah.
Wrench.
Really?
Are you playing on a different client, Philip?
No. Here, you know what? I will go ahead and download that one. And I swear that we're going to get in some Blightbound content today. Come like over my dead body, will there not be some content? Some
We'll get something. Whether or not it's riddled with bugs, we'll get something.
Yeah, it's not so much how it happens as it is, you know, the general drift, the end result that kind of matters, you see. But yeah, I'm just updating it to the newest build then.
Yes. This newest build has just complete. Oh no, it was made yesterday, so.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that should be fine then.
Oh, there's gonna be new things in it. I'm a little spooked, but I'm excited.
Hopefully better.
And downloaded. Okay, I love that downloaded as quickly as it did. Okay, let's go. I'm already like off the. I need a second monitor. Is currently the lesson that I'm learning today, or a second computer or something to do this, because there's no way I'm doing this on one monitor ever again.
Use it on a tiny screen of your phone.
To save
Okay, let's play. Version until you know, internal, perfect, cool, blacksmith, cool, looks about the same. Let's go. How about the merchant? Does he look any different?
Last three numbers are 626, right?
626. That's exactly
Right.
correct.
Excellent.
Let's see.
I'm still downloading. Give me a little bit. I'll be right there.
Yeah, no, take your time. Take your time. If Thomas is already queuing, then that's already a good start.
I'm in the queue.
Perfect. For Amsterdam, yeah?
Is that how Amsterdamers talk?
No, that's how literally someone else talks. It's a fun word to say with that accent, though.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Let's see, do I have any stat points to allocate? I do not. Oh, I maxed out Malboris. We do have a max level. The max level is 8.
Ooh, you found it.
Yes, I did. Although he's very tanky as a result. He's got like max vitality and max power, I think is what I put on him. So he's a big, beefy dude. But as a result, though, I want to level up some other people first. So I am trying to play as Crom right now. And he has much will, but very little in terms of everything else right now.
So, how much time did this take you?
Blightbound Beta playtime 22 hours.
How do you feel about that? You know, I'm trying to figure out, you know, the basing of the progression system.
Well, to be fair, there's a good chunk of those 22 hours that I've spent, like...
Oh, excuse me.
Oh?
That was the intro video. Blasting out of my speakers. All right. I'm in the queue.
Yeah, as am I.
Me too.
Okay, well, I found Jasper.
Hey.
Hey.
Let me re-queue.
Yeah,
It might just be my spotty connection.
Uh-oh. That could be a problem.
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe for queuing, but it shouldn't be for consistent play.
Ooh. Well, yeah. but still.
Let me just.
I could also just invite you to the party, couldn't I?
Yes.
Here,
Well,
I'm gonna cancel matchmaking and invite you. I believe I've sent you 1 million invites approximately, as have I to you.
I clicked on it. It said I'm stopping the queue.
And there we go. Yeah, we're good to go. We're all in the group.
Am I in?
Yeah, you're in. It says blink and
Not on
wow
my
on the
screen.
right side of the screen.
Oh no.
What
626, right? Ending in 626.
626, yeah.
66. 11966.
All right.
We are all in 626, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, wait. So,
These are gonna be
Thomas,
awesome
what are
with
you
sweet
seeing?
music.
What are you seeing? You see no party?
I see the refuge and nobody else.
All right.
Just me myself.
Let's remake the party real quick. I'll leave.
I'm going to restart my game just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
And
Now,
then
I know
try
that
and
there's
do-
a stable version. That's
No, I
not
think-
it.
Yeah. How did you get in there? This is not good. What is going on in your? Oh, you added a local player?
Apparently. Remove him. Oh, yep, that's the local player, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and just unhook the controller. Where's the end of this thing? Oh god, it's all the way down here. Doing this one-handed is very difficult. There we go. Did that help? No, it did not. I'm gonna go restart my game too.
Oh my god.
Betas, folks! This is
What do
why it's not an open beta. Because otherwise y'all would be tearing us apart right now. Let's try this one more time.
Oh my god. How did you? Wait. So
We're gonna
when
get
I
that
look
one
at
back.
the versions available to me, I only have newest build and.
I'll go ahead and put it in the
Is there a
password.
passport?
Yeah, I put it in the Slack for you two.
Excellent. Oh, that's an excellent password. I'm switching to that because this makes me very emotional.
I am losing my mind. Also, raffle site. Hey everybody, if you ever wanted to have a clown show, today is it. Let's go ahead and draw another entrant. Let's draw the winner. It is Jimemy. Congratulations, you win a Roboscoop. And you know what? To make up for the fact this show has been a cavalcade of cartoonish craziness, let's go ahead and do one more. Because it's going to take us at least 15 minutes for us to actually get this thing up, running, and going. Another instance, the SNES is already running. Yes, I know this. Please.
All right. I switched to stable, so fingers crossed.
Yes, I'm currently in the process of doing that myself.
I sure hope that my stellar connection is going to allow me to install that in time.
I mean, I should hope so.
The Switch is only a couple 100 megabytes, so it
I know.
should be okay.
Okay, go here, click that, go to this one, close, re-download. Let's go. Sometimes we try our hardest. I like to play Scoop as well. You know what, Jimemy? I'm glad to hear that you like to play Scoop, because this is going to make playing Scoop that much more shiny. You're going to be playing like an absolute boss. Just walk in and people will be like, oh, look at that skin. Can I buy it? And you can be like, nah. You have to be a lucky dude. You have to be like me. You have to bribe Slow Wolf with awesome points. Let's go ahead and pop into this beta before
That's
I
how the
lose my
ring
mind entirely and turn this into a Slow Wolf stream, which is not the point. Oh, I'm crying.
Perhaps,
Coffee
if you
cup.
could get that local player back.
I just unhooked this controller.
To save our...
I unhooked it. Do you have any idea how annoying it's gonna be to climb underneath my desk like some dude who's trying to like fix his own plumbing? I'm gonna be about as good at that as I would be at changing my plumbing. Which is to say, I'd be
All right.
very bad at it. Here, let's go
My
ahead and
build
send out
now
some invites.
ends in 408.
That is exactly the one that I am in as well.
All right. I think we're in a party.
Yes, we are in a party. At this point, we are just waiting on Mr. Bleak.
I'm
tomato.
going to try some stuff real quick, and I'm giving myself, I think, 10 to 15 minutes at best. I'd say look for other people in that meantime. I'm going to see if I can speed this down a little bit.
I think. Well, give me 1 second. I think I can add an extra player right here, right now.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
I'm
let's
going
go.
to leave momentarily to speed things up, and I'll come back when it's done.
Sounds good, Thomas.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You found another player? You might have another player? See, this is the other reason why I cannot wait for this to be out and available for everybody, because then queuing is literally going to be like... it's going to be so much faster. Oh. Alright, Jasper. Give it to me straight. Is my show very sick today?
I am actually gonna ask my partner to play some Blightbound.
Awesome!
Because she's right here, and we've been playing over the weekend.
Well, welcome to the Streamisho. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to, and if you feel like being an internet e-celeb, go nuts. Oh, jeez.
Hey, everyone.
Hello. What can we call you? So that way I can go ahead and scream help in your general direction when the time comes.
You can call me Lawn, like the grass outside your house.
Okay, Lawn works. Perfect. Everybody say hi to Lawn, and you know, and be you know, be nice. You be mean to Lawn, and suddenly Jasper's gonna have your account banned. So don't do it. You might bump your man bun underneath the desk if I crawl under it. I mean, you know what, Anonymity? I find that that's very strange, and I would not recommend that I do that ever. I love my man bun. Don't talk about it. I'm actually growing to like my long hair. I'm not even sure if I want to get a haircut, even now that the barbers are open and stuff. I am way too late. Mega, you're not too late. This show has been... Look, I love this show, and I like to think that I do a good job, but today has just been insanity. So, don't worry about it. We still have all the Blightbound gameplay left to go today. Anyway, I am ready when you are.
Just loading. I'm making sure she's on the right version as well.
Very well.
Oh.
That's the good news. The ready button is just simply an indicator that you are ready. It is not a go button. It is not a I am entering the queue, and now everybody better be ready in approximately 30 seconds. That's right, you with the cat. Stop petting them. The number of times that I've missed an Awesomenauts beginning of game and like I've randomed into a character I didn't want is at least over. It's at least in the double digits. This is not the case here.
So who you got set up? So Triss, Grom, and Kujuk are your Blightbound?
Yeah, those are my Blightbound at the moment. Although I am tempted to swap some stuff over to Tekka, so that way I can try using Tekka instead. Because I know how Kujuk plays. He is very strong. But I'm going to go ahead and just swap around all my gear here.
I sent you an invite. Not you, I'm talking to Lon.
Yeah, I figured that you were talking to Lon there. But I also just really like Kujuk. With this build, it is just nasty. Hey! Waffles over pancakey! It's funny because...
She has a preference. And it's in her Steam name.
Well, okay, let's see, what we got good gear. Incantation scrolls I actually do need, so I'm going to go ahead and poke at the grave mark and see if we can't get in a boss this time.
Alright.
It's doable.
There's some good items for... Oh, wow, 2 incantation scrolls.
Yeah. 2 incantation scrolls. It's pretty intense. Oh, dear. I spoke about the cat and summoned him. Hey, pal. Hold on, let me do this room first. Now, which buttons did what again? Oh, right. I played a little bit of Awesomenauts earlier today, and I've completely forgotten what my buttons do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you have that cooldown reset?
Yeah, I do. I'm really looking forward to using it. Okay. You guys pick a room. I'm gonna go ahead and let this cat upstairs before he loses his mind. Oh, we missed an item.
An item?
Yeah,
Oh,
I picked it
you
up.
have-
It's mine. Apparently I got it. Nice. Oh. Nope.
Well, they're surnames, but technically you and I are playing brother and sister right now.
Oh yeah! Yeah, so in the story, Triss and Crean are brother and sister, and they kind of have been scavenging throughout the Blight through most of their lives. Triss's like main story beat that I've been going through at the moment has been to try to find the person, like the person that taught them how to do, and like effectively avenge him, because the person that taught them how to scavenge and everything also, if we're coming. The person that taught them how to scavenge and everything was killed, and Triss takes it very, very seriously. Wowie.
I'm a big man now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, careful.
Yeah, there's a Pac-Man on this one.
Pac-Man, angry Pac-Man. Coming to gobble you up.
Stop running away from me! Yes, that's right, attack me. I like how there's like the little aggro arrow on them when stuff happens. Oh, she's fast.
Yeah, I think just very recently we changed up the aggro visualization to be a bit more clear.
Okay.
People were having trouble figuring out who was on
aggro and not,
This
yeah.
won't be a battle of intellect, I assume.
Okay, first things first, she's gonna definitely toss out a Pac-Man, so be careful.
I guess Pac-Man is the official naming now. Here.
It seems to be stuck. Nice. I'm gonna take advantage of this fact. Get roasted.
Perfect. Doing okay thus far?
Oh no, that's usually the like if you've ever played World of Warcraft, there's the one boss in a raid called Nax Ramus that if you don't beat him, then you know that the rest of the raid is screwed. That boss fight there is that fight for this game. Like in this level, if you can't make it past that boss fight, the run was doomed from the start. It's one of the reasons why doing that section I think is a pretty good place to start.
He's kind of a test of your party.
Yeah, it's a litmus test. Yeah, is the word the way that you'd explain that one in English, I think.
Dang, that sounds smart, bro.
I mean, it sounds smart, doesn't mean that I am. They call me slow for a reason. And still you hired me, you complete and absolute fools. So let's go ahead and see what else is down here.
You've made a terrible mistake.
You have made a terrible and grievous error. Everybody's poisoned, and now everybody's dead.
Dang.
Occasionally getting a good backstab is nice. Oh, there we go.
Buttons.
Ow.
Wow, that jump of yours does so much damage, dude.
Yeah, Leap is fantastic when it gets the backstab damage, and I have additional, like from the fact that I've got the daggers that give me backstab damage.
Oh, you get backstab damage all the time? Even
Yeah,
when you're...
so it gives you plus 100 backstab damage, so I'm thinking I'm effectively doing double damage from behind now as a result. Is how that math works, I think.
Yes.
I believe that there's a survivor over this way.
Following.
Got him.
Oh, yeah.
And survivors are how you up the prosperity, or is mostly how you level up your, like, it's one of the ways that you level up your refuge. So finding survivors in the Blight is pretty important because it allows you to get that experience you need to be able to get additional stuff like bonus stat points or whatever.
It's my ultimate trick.
And, I mean, obviously just innocent people chilling there, but... We want to take them
It's a
home.
little weird that innocent people are just chilling and having a good time. It's a little strange. Items. Aetheri crystals. Those are so, like, after a bit of playing, I figured out that Aetheri crystals are like absolutely the single most important item to find on the ground because they are used in every crafting recipe. So it's like you don't find those, you're having a sad day because you're looking at all these items and you're like, I wish I could build these, I just don't have the crystals.
Yeah, crystals are essential, especially when you get into high rare and up. You know, you can't do anything without them.
Yeah, for uncommon items like the green rarity ones, that's all good.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean-
otherwise, not so much.
Once
Deal with this rabble.
once you start playing with a party for longer, and you start hitting higher notorieties,
Oh, it's cool.
more
Ah, the scout
more
is for me.
show up.
Done and done. Done and done.
Oh, got him.
You're crapping my style.
You solve that.
No more.
What at what terrible cost? That's slow, right?
I'm out of here.
Oh, Pac-Man. Did you know Pac-Man can be used to defeat enemies?
Yeah, if you kite them into enemies, then it kills them faster. I know, Cat. I know. Everything's awful. Dude, I'm in the middle of working. Do you mind? Can't you go back to sleep? Is that not a thing you want to do? Huh? I got a job to do. Excuse me for a moment. Oh, speaking of Bleak, there was Bleak.
Oh yeah.
Oh, another Aetherite crystal. They're nice.
If I made a cake.
Alright, we can find a survivor to the left if we decide to go that way. And a little pile of Aetherite sparks.
You know the graveyard like the back of your hand.
I like this level.
Yeah. Me too.
It's Mastermind Yost.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. Where you at? Oh, blood. Stepped in some blood.
Oh, blood, that's bad.
Inside me. You
Be rezzed. Get out of the blood though.
I will redouble my
Nice.
efforts.
Unlocking new possibilities.
Have you given up on me, Cat? Very well. Here, I'll let you guys loot the room for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure that the
Something for
cat
me to study.
finds a way upstairs, so I know the door gets closed when my nephew's over.
Boy, you're crapping my
Ooh.
style.
Tremble.
I can handle this.
Can we deal with this by the two of us?
Remnants of the Aetheri.
I guess the viewers can't see right now. Just slow with
I make myself proud.
Here.
Are you guys alive?
Yes. We
Okay,
fought
good.
some more enemies while you were just standing there.
Yeah, standing
Chill.
there like some sort of a bump on a log. Look at me, lever, griefer.
Man.
Oh, that cat.
I hope next time we'll queue into some more active party members.
Yeah, geez, this person playing Triss is such a jerk.
Almost there.
I'll just take this along.
Now, the other cool thing I like about Triss is that she gets a lot of lifesteal, just baseline. Her passive, instead of getting backstab damage for free, her passive is that if she does any damage over time, she heals. So if you increase her skill damage, she actually has a lot of self-sufficiency.
Oh yeah.
Awesome, another raffle site. Let's go ahead and announce the winner for this one. And the winner for raffle site is... Oh dear, I don't want to say this one out loud.
My legs.
The Man of Mourning,
Trick.
who lives in the wood. Congratulations. Let's go.
You know who you are?
They know who they are. I've announced it on the stream and everything. Let's go over this. And no, waffles is not pancakes. Waffles is lawn, you see. Pancakes is my part. There's a very distinct difference between the two. Oh, what have I done? I'm just trying to hit that one, and then move over here and hit that one. How dare you?
Consider this.
Yeah, I'm seeing some people in the chat thinking it looks too easy.
So the reason why it looks easy right now, folks, is because I and everybody here are heavily geared. Very heavily geared. And at this point, the point of the game would be to get up to notoriety levels and get better and stronger gear. So this is meant to be easy at this stage of the game. If we were playing level 1 characters that had no gear at all, this would be a very different story right now. But sweet.
Think careful.
I love that dagger throw works. This might look easy right now, but like if you're playing this with level 1 characters, this level in particular is actually very difficult. And as we gain notoriety, the levels do get a lot more difficult. There was a run that, like, honestly, there were a few runs that I did with Jasper and I believe Lawrence. We ended up playing a few games for something that should be going up on Steam soon as a part of the advertising on the store Steam page. By the way, check it out. You can go to blightbound.com on your URL and it'll take you right to the store Steam page. Go ahead and wishlist that nonsense. And we ended up playing to the point where we got to notoriety like level 4. We almost got wiped several times. Like, people go down quickly if they're not, paying careful attention. Right, Pac-Man, be careful.
Yeah, so basically how it works is the game tries to assess your party and gives you suitable difficulty. And maybe in general that is a little too easy right now. That's something we still are tweaking. But on top of that, there's the notoriety system that Slow Wolf mentioned. Whenever you keep playing with the same party, your notoriety will go up, and that means that every time you go into dungeon select, some dungeons will have a tag that make them even more difficult, and that can go up pretty much unlimited. So I'm very curious to see, how far dedicated players will take it.
Yeah.
Because it'll go pretty insane. And it's not just health and damage, it's also enemies get more proactive, and different enemies will spawn at different difficulty levels, so very excited to see how far people can take the system.
Please spawn your bells, lady.
Oh yeah, oh no, she's gonna crack. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, one in the corner.
We're working on a bell down here.
Yeah, my incredible damage over time. I am Gnaw, if Gnaw was like, Leon somehow.
Oh no!
Are you guys alive? Are you guys okay? I'm coming.
You little buds.
I can get waffles. You keep them off my back.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
Perfect. Getting kind of stun locked here. Unfortunately, we kind of missed the opportunity to.
That's okay. Better safe than sorry. And she still went down relatively easily.
I'm still happy to hit her even if she's not down. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, that was an easy run. Do you think we have time for one more? I know this is an extra long streamy show and it's late for you two, but if you guys are willing, I'd like to get in one more run where we try to show up a little bit more of that notoriety.
Yeah, for sure.
Also,
basically show how that works.
2 incantation scrolls. I needed that. Crom's looking for that ultimate charge super bonus.
Ooh. Personal goal. I achieved the personal goal of Crean, who needs to do his ultimate 10 times in the same dungeon.
Oh, nice. Okay, there we go. We got enough Aethera crystals that can start crafting some of those upper tier items already, so that's a nice start. Let's go again. See if I get Triss again or not. Mind you, my rogue is like extremely well equipped, so to be fair, that's definitely a thing. You know what? Actually, hold on. I'm gonna unready for a second, so I can move over some gear from Kujuk over to Chorus, because that is a far more active mage and is a bit more balanced. There we go. And now I'm gonna make Chorus my Blight Bound. All right, let's rock and roll. Oh, yep, I'm Chorus. Cool. And it's the Descent. 2 scale armors isn't great, but at least the difficulty's up there and we get an epic for beating it, so I'm fine with this.
Yes.
Also, I'm a terrible mage, so this will make things a little bit more equal.
Actually got a legendary on this guy that gives me a permanent follower.
Yeah. I remember seeing that.
Which is one of the wackier or stronger legendaries that is in the game right now, I think. And this follower is pretty cool, but he has some glitches still. But still, I thought it would be cool to show off what kind of stuff you can get once you reach legendary territory.
In particular, that's going to be helpful for... Oh, wow. Do I slow people on... I slow people where I land with the gear I've got. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Here, have a heal.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. But yeah, that guy's going to be particularly helpful in this level, as long as he doesn't die to Laser Town.
Yeah, I've never tried him in... Well, I mean, sometimes this happens.
Oh,
where he spawns outside.
He loves his fence in Laser Town. Here, have a shield, Waffles.
Don't mess with me.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah, he's stuck in the wall.
Everybody already died.
Oh shit.
Okay, I'm not gonna heal until we get to the end of Laser Town. I believe.
What about a shield?
Come here.
Oh yeah. And we're good. It's fine. I'm just being a very selfish mage. That's why I'm a bad mage.
Honor restore.
Don't get comfortable.
I always get him.
Oh, have a shield. Go nuts.
You always get a mana after a laser show on this elevator, which is nice.
Yeah, considering that you kind of need it usually right after that laser show pretty badly. Like, laser show is when people get hurt the most. And like this one's easy. Like if this one was in Cuphead, it would have been the world's easiest game. That guy would have been able to easily make it through the tutorial. But it's when those combine with the other lasers and then combine with the bad guys later on. It has some fun times.
For sure.
Shield. Get blasted!
Good work.
Look at that! Easy peasy.
Oh shit.
I got you.
I will restore.
I wanted to charge up some rage.
well done. To be fair on the host, so there might be a little bit of lag. Oh,
Oh fuck.
Roll, roll,
Right
roll.
here. That was good.
I got you. I got you. I'm paying. I was very nicely reminded by Jasper what I can do with my shield.
Let's deal with these first.
I'm burying you all in the ground.
Gotcha. Get blasted.
I can use them.
Ooh, you think you're right, Crystal? Did I see that?
Feel the energy swirling in
Yeah, I did see that. Now that's the money maker right there. I'm very pleased about that. Looks visually confusing with so many people. Yeah, that fourth dude does add quite a lot of stuff to the screen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if. I mean, of course, this is all stuff that's still in development.
Oh yeah, no, it's 100% all still very much in beta, and so it's just, you know, who knows what's gonna happen. But
I don't think he's gonna be like a giant size man.
no, I think that this is literally like he's very much a placeholder for what he is supposed to be right now. That was very dumb of me jumping on that. But I really wanted ultimate charge. Wait, did you fall down, Waffle? Oh no, Waffles, I'm sorry. Let's get out of here. Get out of the blood first, the crazy town, and then I'll go ahead and give everybody a great big heal. Nice. All right. Whoop.
There's plenty of mana here.
applying pressure.
Oh yeah.
Applying pressure.
We didn't do this room yet.
Some
That's a
dust.
good point. This is an excellent opportunity for us.
I'm on it. It's yours.
Perfect. The mana orbs should be enough to heal everybody up from where they were anyway. So
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. Let's whip out some books. You're a chorus, right?
Yeah. Now I'm thinking that with Chorus, at least the way that I've built him, it'd be better to go for items that increases ultimate charge.
have powered me up.
That poor
Yep.
guy is just standing in the back all the time. Here, have a shield, Waffles. Go nuts. And yeah, like, Chorus is definitely all about getting that ultimate charge. If Chorus can get the ultimate charge. Here, have a shield. Bravery. Oh, this guy's going down. Nice and easy. That's how good tanking can move. Oh, he's a loot pinata? Did I miss something?
Oh.
No, he's got maggots, and we're killing the maggots really fast or something. Oh no!
All on warm sand.
I think it was blood on the floor again.
Yeah, that must have been it. Item.
Curious device.
Well, I think you are a little under-spec compared to the rest of the party.
That's a fair point. Like, we're all a little... Well, there's that, but also I should be paying closer attention to Lon's HP. That is on me. Alright, yeah, the big guy's actually joining us. Okay, cool.
Maybe your brains, but
Alright, big guy, do your thing.
Oh, he
Okay,
went off to
shield.
punch some other people. I'm okay with that.
You can help me.
Nice.
Yeah, see, that's the big benefit of the big guy, is that he can help peel off so much of the chaff.
Too
Oh,
fast for you.
there's a thing over here.
So, this is the hole
Oh, yeah.
where I dug to imprison people, and all the blight in the world poured in. Though it seems to be coming.
How is
from
everything
this
going?
too.
Hello, it is going well.
Oh, guts.
Guts!
Well,
Did Chorus just say guts out loud? Why? He was like, this hole in the ground is what the Aether, buried the prisoners, and now the blight seems to have poured in. But it's also coming from this vessel, too. What is it? Ugh, guts!
I may be all
Ugh.
Guts! I love guts.
It's kind of what your staff's made out of.
we deal with this.
Looks of it.
Here's something shiny.
Point. Here, Waffles, you got a shield? Go nuts for the next, couple of seconds.
Oh, nice lead.
Huge lead, yeah. Alright, laser down, be careful. I don't have shield. Okay, now I got shield. So if you're starting to look a little bit grim, then I can heal you. Oh, jeez, heavy heal.
I was shielded. I
You're
had my
shielded
block
and it
up.
doesn't care. It's difficulty 16. What do you want?
Pain, apparently.
They're blocking our
Alright,
way.
shield in 3, 2, 1. Timing's perfect. I gave it to myself instead. Run. I'm trying to heal you. Okay, that was pretty sick. Well done. Shield is back up.
I've
Okay.
taken a beating. I want to go back.
Nope, no resing. No resing in Laser Town. That is the rule. It's a disservice, honestly.
From here,
Well, you're invincible for like a couple of seconds after being rezzed, so...
Yeah, but if you die again, suddenly it's like, here, I rezzed you so that way you could die. Here, have a... I gave me the shield again! No! That's not what I meant to do at all! This is why I'm a bad mage! Okay, jumping in and healing. Thank you, big guy.
incoming.
Okay, I've kept the shield for specifically
Okay.
this moment. Okay, couple of easy lasers, no problem. This ain't Cuphead. Okay, now it's Cuphead.
Here we go.
Now you kind of have to see the Matrix a little bit. Oh, jeez.
Feels so cold. I need to
Oh, no, me
Teleport.
too. Heal one of us. Get one of us up. Does not matter who.
Enemies up ahead.
All right. Now, at this point, I seem to be very stuck. Oh, no. No! If you... No!
give me a quiet cell. and
Yeah,
I'll
that can
clear up
happen.
the days of-
Oh, it's too easy, they said.
Well, we proved them wrong.
That's not the way I wanted to prove them wrong at all.
Dang it.
At least we
I'm
got some
sorry.
loot. No,
I
no,
got-
don't be sorry. The defeat is a part of the game. It happens.
I got
I know-
lasered.
Oh, we all got lasered. But or at least I also got lasered. If I didn't get lasered, that would have been a doable fight. So that was on me. But yeah, defeat's something that happened. I know that for some people, they didn't get a win for like the first 6 runs that they did because they were still like learning the game. The game is actually hard. Like sometimes. So, yeah.
Point taken.
Raffle site. That'll be the last round of the day. Let's go ahead and announce our last winner for the raffle site. It's Matthewcheeses. Oh, well, thank you, Jasper, for hopping on, and a extra special thanks to Lon for pitching in when we absolutely needed the help. That was excellent of you, and I really appreciate it. For everybody else, that's it for our Blightbound content for today. We got stomped in my last run, but that's okay. Next time, I'm hoping that we'll be able to actually get, that we're going to be doing some Awesomenauts casting, because I'm trying to organize a show match between some of the Ronnies, and that should be fun. And now...
What?
But...
No, I'm shocked. That
You're
was the
shocked?
sound
No, I've talked about this. You know about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to organize a match between the Ronnies for next week if I can. And we're going to be doing some practice casting on Friday. I'm going to find some games that I think were really good from the SPL that people have sent me. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at least a few of those games and cast them here live Friday, starting at around noon EDT EST. So that'll be 6 o'clock p.m. for you, most of you Europeans on the western side of that particular section of land. These are words that are coming out of my mouth. It's been a weird day. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to go ahead and hop off the Discord. Thanks again, Jasper, Lon, and Thomas for hopping on to help me out. Hopefully we can play some more soon.
For sure. We'll play some more soon. We definitely need to get some more practice in, it looked like.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I get the stable build on time.
Yee. Stable build is a good build. I like it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the Discord. Thanks again, you two, and you both have an excellent evening. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. What?
Oh, so it was 7:30 where they were. We were supposed to start playing at 6:30. Guys. Oh my gosh. Catch up on chat. So, Ronimo Games, adding pets as DLC would be cool. That would be cool, but it depends on what kind of pets. Like, it might not fit the vibe of the game, and that's kind of the main thing for us right now, is making sure that if we add stuff, it fits the vibe. We got to make sure that the idea and the mood of the game is like kind of tantamount. We got a very specific idea of what we want, and it can't exactly veer into having pirates everywhere. I kind of want pets as part of the base game. Perfect time for the raffle? Yeah, man. Matthewcheeses left to draw another one? Nah, man. That's not how it works at all. Friday? Like tomorrow? Yep, that's right. Tomorrow. It's going to be a good time. Look, guys, today's been a crazy show for a variety of different reasons. Thank you for coming out and watching me just trip over myself for the better part of 90 minutes. If you have won any of the raffle sites, okay, so that's 6 of you today. We're giving out stuff. Stick around, or like take a look at your Twitch chat. It'll show up there and then. I want Blight bound. You're not allowed to say that. And that's it for us. For today. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the Streamisho. If you did, hey, we'll be back next week at around noon. As long as Twitch doesn't decide to go ahead and completely throw me off my groove! And yeah, we should be good at that point. We'll have better graphics on this side here. We'll have a more streamlined show. It won't have all these hiccups we've had today. And I promise you, because today has been just chaos. Utter chaos. Thanks again. I'll see you folks next time. Peace!